Sarah Breedlove, Madam C.J. Walker. Sarah Breedlove was born December 3, 1897, by the parents of Minerva and Owen Breedlove. They both were emancipated slaves, meaning they were set free once the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. This was an executive order signed by Abraham Lincoln to set free Southern slaves. Her parents both worked on a cotton field for a living shortly after they were freed, yet sadly, they died when Sarah was only 6 due to yellow fever, a deadly disease spread by mosquitoes. This forced her to move in with her sister and her husband. Despite her age, Sarah worked long hours as a housemaid and received little to no pay. With almost no way to get an education and in a dangerous situation due to her sister's husband, she had to find a way out. Being this, Sarah married at 14 to a man by the name of Moses McWilliams. Sarah then gave birth to her daughter, Alila Walker. At the age of 20, Moses died and left Sarah a widow. On her own, Sarah decided to move to St. Louis, Missouri to work as a laundress, washing other people's clothes and other domestic jobs for 18 years. Turning to God, she joined St. Paul's Methodist Episcopal Church and put her daughter through multiple public schools and Knoxville College. Though Sarah was hardly literate, she was very proud of her daughter's accomplishments. Alila also took night classes when she could. That's when Sarah met her second husband, Charles Walker. He would soon help her promote her business as he was an advertiser. By the time Sarah was in her late 30s, she started experiencing dramatic hair loss. This was due to a high level of stress and horrible hair products that damaged her hair. She couldn't take it anymore. She had to fix it. Sarah started experimenting with different oils and formulas. She developed her own formula to help grow her hair back. She was often caught saying that when she prayed about her hair, she got a formula in her dream. Similar to her sister, Moses, formerly known as Harriet Tubman. Yet, Harriet had spells and Sarah had dreams. Once her family and friends recognized how fast her hair was growing back, they asked for a duplicate of her product. She started selling door to door and to close family members, realizing how much of a profit she could make, and she began advertising a growing number of hair products with the help of her family and her husband. She soon adopted to her husband's initials and surname as her professional name, Madam C.J. Walker. She continued to go by the name even after the marriage ceased. With the help of her husband, she learned mail marketing techniques most commonly found in African American newspapers. Once the business was successful and earned a substantial amount a day, Walker had dreams of expanding, but her husband thought otherwise. This caused a divorce. She couldn't let her husband slow her down, so she decided to work alone instead. She not only promoted her own business, but she also tutored African American men and women in their use of hair products, naming them Walker Agents. She worked on straightening curly hair, and her products were often used with a metal comb that was heated on a hot stove. As well as hair care products, she also began to manufacture skin products. With critics raging about the texture of African Americans' hair and how they shouldn't be trying to change it, Walker's hair products gained popularity amongst African American women who enjoyed having products designed strictly for them and their hair type. This had a huge increase in profit and number of agents that would sell product door to door. With her daughter working alongside her mother, Walker opened a school in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for hair culturists called Leela College and ran from 1908 to 1910. In 1910, mother and daughter moved to Indianapolis, Indiana, establishing a modern-day factory to produce products. Professional African Americans began to work at the factory, given they could direct different aspects of their operation. There were also tutors who helped Walker get an education. Walker traveled throughout the nation demonstrating her products, recruiting salesmen, and encouraging African American entrepreneurs. Her rounds included conventions of African American organizations, churches, as well as civic groups. Walker also traveled to the Caribbean and Latin America to promote her business and recruit individuals and teach them her hair care methods. Walker has an estimate of 3,000 agents for whom Walker held conventions where they were tutored in product use, hygienic care techniques, and marketing strategies. She rewarded the most successful in promoting sales with cash rewards. She then bought a property in New York City in 1913 with a belief that a base in the city would be more important. In 1916, she moved to a luxurious townhouse she built in Harlem, and a year later to an estate called Villa Luaro she had constructed at Ivory